So what is up, amigos? Hope you're doing awesome. My name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever watched a film that feels like it's constantly going up and down? One moment interesting, the next moment flat. That's exactly how Thamma feels. It's a film that wants to do many things at once, be dark, be emotional, funny, and even romantic, but ends up being uneven and messy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but by the end, you don't even know how to feel. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just okay. But one thing's for sure, the cameo everyone's talking about will make your jaw drop. Some people might actually watch this film just for that one scene. So, Thamma, directed by Aditya Sarpotdar and produced by Maddock Films, is the latest addition to the Maddock Horror-Comedy Universe, MHCU as they call it. The film stars Ayushmann Khurrana, Rashmika Mandanna and Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and it tries to blend horror, folklore and romance into one big Diwali entertainer. The scale is grand, the production is rich, but the storytelling is all over the place. A freak accident deep in the wilderness changes everything for small-time reporter Alok Goyal, played by Ayushmann Khurrana. What starts as an adventure trip turns deadly when he's attacked by a grizzly in the dense forest. He's rescued by a strange, almost ethereal girl named Tadaka, played by Rashmika Mandanna, who takes him to a hidden valley cut off from the world. There, Alok stumbles upon a secret civilization, the Betals, a clan of immortal demi-humans who have lived for centuries under the command of their ruthless leader, Yakshasan, played by Nawazuddin Siddiqui. Now, when Tadaka risks everything to protect the injured human or Ayushmann from being sacrificed to Yakshasan, it triggers a conflict that tears through their ancient code. From that moment, Alok's life is bound to theirs, forcing him to confront his own fear, faith, and the darker side of his humanity as he becomes entangled in a centuries-old battle between light and shadow. Now, there are moments when you think the film is finally finding its rhythm. A scene between Ayushmann and Rashmika feels fresh, or a supernatural moment grabs your attention, and then it suddenly loses grip again. It's like a roller coaster that forgets when to stop. The world building has potential, and you can see that the creators are trying to connect it to a larger universe, but instead of feeling like a complete story, Thamma feels like a 2-hour-long backstory made into a film. It's almost as if the entire movie could have been told as a flashback in a future Bhediya versus Thamma kind of crossover, and that's what makes the cameo such a huge deal. Now, without giving spoilers, it's easily the best part of the film. Exciting, smartly done, and it clearly hints at what's coming next in the Maddock universe. In fact, that's the only time you feel the energy in the theater rise. But when the most talked about moment of your movie is a brief guest appearance, it says something about how disconnected the main story is. Now, Ayushmann Khurrana does what he usually does best. His acting gives you a strong deja vu of Wiki Donor, Badhai Ho and Dream Girl. He's charming, he's awkward in the same way, but it's starting to feel repetitive now. There isn't anything new he brings to his character. Rashmika Mandanna, on the other hand, seriously needs to work on her expressions and that Hindi accent, that jaw-locked, emotionless delivery that might have passed off in films like Animal because she was playing a South Indian in the North, doesn't work here. If she's going to continue doing mainstream Hindi films, she really needs to improve her diction and connect emotionally through dialogue. Bollywood can't keep writing her as the South Indian girl forever just to justify the accent. Nawazuddin is, as always, watchable, but even he doesn't get enough to work with. His track feels half-baked, like a leftover subplot from another film. Everyone seems committed, but the writing doesn't give any of them a strong emotional arc. And then there's the title, Thamma. The makers have said the name draws inspiration from Ashwatthama, the revered warrior sage from the Mahabharata, a figure known for his immortality and eternal presence across time and yugas. The intention seems to be to root this story in that idea of beings who live beyond death, existing between the divine and the human. But honestly, it feels like an afterthought because within the film, Thamma could easily mean Tama, which in several Indian languages translates to darkness. That meaning actually fits the tone better. This world of blood, darkness, immortality, and shadows that the film constantly explores, but the movie never decides what it wants Thamma to represent. Nawazuddin's character also calls himself Thamma, almost as if he's the embodiment of this immortal lineage, but it's never explained whether the name refers to a person, an idea, or a state of existence. It's confusing, and that confusion sums up the film itself. Fascinating on paper, but unclear in execution. The music is another letdown. Unlike Stree, Bhediya, or even Munjya, which had at least one memorable track, Thamma doesn't have a single song that stays with you, at least not with me. Even the background score feels generic for a film that markets itself as a bloody love story. The music should have been its soul, but here it's just filler. And those item songs, man, are they bad or what? This universe gave us some of the most fun songs too in item songs in horror comedy cinema, and And Thamma completely misses that spark. At the end of the day, Thamma is just uneven. It has good intentions, some exciting moments, and that one unforgettable cameo of Bhediya that will surely trend online. But as a full film, it feels unsteady and incomplete. The story keeps shifting moods, the writing doesn't flow smoothly, and the emotional beats don't land. The best film in the universe for me is still the Stree 1 for its originality and fun tone, and even Munjya for its writing and its heart. Thamma tries to reach that level but ends up being a bridge between two bigger movies. It's a film that could have been wrapped up in 20 minutes of flashback but gets stretched into a full feature. So if you're planning to watch it, go for the experience, enjoy the production scale, and wait for that surprise appearance. But don't expect the same spark that Stree gave us years ago, because Thamma doesn't expand the universe, it just keeps it floating till the next one arrives. That's it from me today. Thank you for watching. If you liked the content, do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, please. You take care, stay awesome, and bye-bye.